So see now next numerical is energy stored in the system consisting of the two capacitors in series and connected across 4 kilovolt line is 8 joule. When the same two capacitors are in parallel across the same line, energy stored is 36 joule. So find the capacitance of the capacitors. Okay, so this is 36 joule. So find the capacitance of the capacitor. Capacitance of the capacitors means I need to calculate. So C1 and C2. Okay, so here energy stored, two energy stored they have given. So first one is energy stored in series and energy stored in parallel. So energy stored in series I will take US is equal to, this is 8 joule, and energy stored in parallel, so that is I will take 36 joule. Okay, so now voltage value they have given 4 kilovolt, so that is equal to 4 into kilo means 10 to the power of 3 volt. Okay, so initially what is the formula for energy stored? Energy stored is given by the formula U is equal to half C V square. Okay, in series case I will write CS is equal to US into V square. Okay, so CS is equal to half into, so CS into, so what is US and V square value? So US is 8 joule and V square means, so 4 into 10 to the power of 3 whole square. Okay, so here it will become 8 to the 16 CS into, so 4 square means 16 into 10 to the power of 6. Here 16 was a 16. So 1 is equal to CS into 1 into 10 to the power of plus 6. But CS becomes 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. Okay, or 1 microfarad. Okay, so similarly when the capacitors are in parallel, so UP becomes half CP V square. In the place of US and CS I have written UP and CP. Okay, what is UP value? UP value is 36 is equal to half into CP into, so V square means again 16 into 10 to the power of plus 6. Okay, so 36 into 2 becomes 72, that is equal to CP into 16 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, so CP becomes, so 16 into 10 to the power of minus 6, and it will become 72. So if you simplify this one you will get, so 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. So or it can also be written as, so CP is equal to 4.5 microfarad. So CP and CS values we got, but I need to calculate C1 and C2. Okay, so what is CS formula? See, capacitors, equivalent capacitors in series is given by the formula CS is equal to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So that is, its value is 1 microfarad, and in parallel is given by the formula C1 plus C2 is equal to 4 microfarad. Okay, so here substitute here C1 C2 divided by, what is C1 plus C2? It is 4 microfarad is equal to 1 microfarad. Okay, here so C1 C2 value becomes, if you cross multiply you will get 4 microfarad. Okay, so C1 C2 becomes 4 microfarad. Okay, now in order to calculate the C1 and C2 I will use the identity A minus B whole square is equal to A plus B whole square minus 4AB. Okay, so this is one identity, algebraic identity. Okay, so in the place of A and B I need to write C1 and C2. Okay, so here it will become C1 minus C2 whole square is equal to C1 plus C2 whole square minus 4 into C1 into C2. Okay, so now what is C1 minus C2 whole square is equal to, what is C1 plus C2? C1 plus C2 is 4 microfarad minus 4 into, what is C1 and C2? C1 and C2 is also 4 microfarad. Okay, now so if you simplify this one, C1 minus C2 whole square you will get 2.5 microfarad. Okay, if you simplify this one you will get 2.5 microfarad, but if you take a square and root value it will be C1 and C2 becomes 1.5 microfarad. Okay, so this is C1 and C2 value. Okay, C1 minus C2 value is 1.5 microfarad and C1 plus C2 value is 4 microfarad. Okay, so C1 plus C2 value is 4 microfarad and C1 minus C2 value is 1.5 microfarad. Okay, so this is the simultaneous linear equations, right? So if you simplify this one, here plus C2 minus C2 get cancelled. Here C1 and C1 it will becomes 2C1, so that is equal to here, so 4 plus 1.5, 4 plus 1.5 it will becomes, sorry, this one is C1 plus C2, C1 plus C2, C1 plus C2, sorry, this one is 4.5, right? So this one is 4.5 microfarad, CP is 4.5, okay, and C1 C2 is also 4.5, C1 C2 also 4.5 microfarad, okay, sorry for the small mistake. And here 4.5 microfarad, 4.5 plus 1.5 it will becomes, so 6 microfarad, and C1 becomes, so 2 was a 2 3 is a, so C1 value is 3 microfarad, okay. So C1 value I got, okay. So in order to calculate the C2 value, so substitute this C1 value in any of this equation, okay. So I will substitute in any one of the equation here, so I will substitute here, okay. So now C1 value means, C1 value is 3 plus C2 is equal to 4.5, okay, 4.5 microfarad. So here C2 becomes, so C2 becomes 4.5 minus 3, so that is C2 becomes 1.5 microfarad, okay. So here C2 becomes 1.5 microfarad and C1 becomes, so 3 microfarad, okay. Thank you.